In the heart of Provo, Utah lies a place both mysterious and perilous. It's known as Gollum Cave, where thrill seekers dare to tread and where a fateful exploration would lead to tragedy. Join us as we uncover the chilling details of the Gollum Cave incident, a journey that went terribly wrong deep within the bowels of the earth. 4 friends, 1 cave, and a race against time. This is the story of the Gollum Cave tragedy. In August 2005, a group of 5 friends gathered to explore the depths of Gollum Cave, commonly known as the Death Cave. Despite being warned of its dangers, they were determined to experience the allure of its inner chambers. But this is going to be a terrible experience. As they caved deeper, they heard a rushing sound. A surge of water flooded the cave. One member rushed back to the entrance of the cave and called for help. Rescue teams arrived quickly, but it was too late. The cave is named after the fictional character Gollum from J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings, is a place shrouded in both mystery and danger. Its remote location and treacherous terrain have made it a popular destination for thrill seekers, but also a site of tragedy. They were determined to unravel the secrets of the Gollum Cave incident, a deadly tragedy that had claimed the lives of 4 people just a few years earlier. The friends were Jennifer Galbraith, an experienced cave explorer who had once battled hypothermia in Gollum's cave; Blake Donner, Scott McDonald, and Ariel Singer, who were eager to explore despite their initial reservations; and Joseph Ferguson, who chose to remain outside the cave. The group's journey began with a challenging descent through a narrow, water-filled tunnel. Once inside, they found themselves in a maze of interconnected passages, each one darker and more ominous than the last. The ill-fated exploration of Gollum's cave. Armed with only 1 flashlight, the 4 friends entered the cave, crouching through the narrow, water-filled tunnel that led to the inner chamber. The darkness was suffocating, and the icy water chilled their bones, but their determination was unwavering. As they ventured deeper into the cave, the friends began to lose their sense of direction. The maze of interconnected passages was disorienting, and their flashlight cast eerie shadows on the cave walls. Suddenly they heard a rushing sound. A surge of water flooded the cave. It is possible that it was caused by a heavy rainfall or by the release of water from a nearby dam, sweeping them away and plunging them into the icy depths. The inner chamber was a compact space with a low ceiling and limited airspace above the water. As the 4 friends entered the chamber, they were unaware of the lurking threat posed by the deteriorating air quality. With each passing moment, the oxygen within this confined space dwindled, while carbon dioxide levels steadily rose. Their respiration rates quickened, but with each breath, they were unknowingly inhaling carbon dioxide. The subtle, insidious evolution of the air quality began to impair their cognitive abilities and physical capabilities. They became disoriented and confused. Their movements became sluggish and labored. Unaware of the impending catastrophe, they pressed on in their exploration of the cave, taking deep breaths of the seemingly stale air. But this stale air was, in fact, laden with carbon dioxide, a silent and deadly menace. They began to panic, and the time is ticking. In the depths of Gollum's cave, the 4 friends grappled with the devastating effects of the deteriorating air quality. Jennifer, the first to emerge from the inner chamber, struggled to find the tunnel's opening in the pitch-black darkness. Ariel followed close behind, her breath quickening in the carbon dioxide-laden air, her urgency perhaps obscuring Jennifer's plight. Blake and Scott, the last 2 explorers in the chamber, faced desperation and confusion in the cramped tunnel, where only 1 person could pass at a time. They pushed forward, in the hope of escaping the cave's suffocating grip. Each moment was precious, and their chances of survival grew increasingly slim in this life-or-death race against time. Jennifer, disoriented and gasping for air, stumbled blindly through the tunnel, her hands outstretched in search of guidance. She sensed the presence of the others behind her, but she was too focused on her own survival. Ariel, her vision blurred and her limbs trembling, followed close behind. She could hear Jennifer's labored breaths echoing in the darkness, and she knew that time was running out. Blake and Scott, struggling to maintain their composure in the face of impending doom, pressed on through the tunnel side by side. They knew that they had to work together if they wanted to survive. Blake and Scott, however, were not so fortunate. By the time they reached the opening of the tunnel, they were too weak to continue. They collapsed inside the tunnel, unconscious. Jennifer and Ariel, knowing that they could not leave their friends behind, dragged Blake and Scott out of the tunnel into the safety. As news of the Gollum Cave incident reached authorities, a frantic race against time began to rescue the trapped explorers. Their first priority was to address the deteriorating air quality within the cave. They pumped fresh air into the cave and worked to reduce the water levels in the connecting tunnel, creating an airspace that would allow rescuers to safely access the stranded group. After hours of tireless efforts, the first breakthrough came when rescuers discovered the lifeless body of Jennifer Galbraith just inside the tunnel leading to the inner chamber. Finally, they discovered the remaining 3 friends, Ariel, Blake, and Scott, positioned towards the exit hole. But Ariel, Blake, and Scott were still alive. However, their condition was critical. The toxic air had taken its toll. Rescue teams worked quickly to evacuate the 3 survivors. They carried them through the narrow tunnel and to safety. But despite their best efforts, Blake and Scott succumbed to their injuries shortly after reaching the care unit. The Gollum Cave incident was a tragedy that could have been prevented. The group was not properly prepared for the dangers of cave exploration, and they did not take the necessary safety precautions. In the wake of this devastating loss, the decision was made to seal Gollum's cave with concrete, a solemn tribute to the lives that had been lost and a stern warning to future adventurers. The Cave of Death had exacted a heavy toll, forever etching its place in history as a site of tragedy and reflection. Make sure to subscribe to our channel as we have planned tons of content. You can watch our latest videos here